I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Senator Patty Murray voiced her support for the PACT Act on the Senate floor Wednesday. The bipartisan legislation regards health care for veterans who were exposed to toxic substances during their service. Murray believes, quote, "No one who put their life or health on the line for our nation should face hurdles getting the care or medical treatment they need as a result of that sacrifice." Listen in for more from the Washington Democrat.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, every senator here has a serious responsibility to make sure that our veterans get the support and help they are promised after their service to our country. And that includes making sure that those who have been harmed by toxic exposures during their service get the service and care that they deserve. Seems pretty simple, but I hope we can hold up our end of the bargain today. My dad was a World War II veteran. He was a Purple Heart recipient. And when he got really sick with multiple sclerosis, help from the VA made a huge difference for my family. So I want to really thank Senators Tester and Moran for their persistent work on this bill, and I'm glad we have come to a bipartisan agreement on the PACT Act, because it does matter, and it will help people, and it will save lives. Right now, the reality is that too many veterans are living with chronic illness and respiratory diseases as a result of toxic exposures from their time serving our country in uniform. I have heard countless stories about the challenges that they've faced, struggling to get access to VA care and benefits that they've earned, and that's unacceptable. I believe very strongly that no one who put their life or health on the line for our nation should face hurdles getting the care or medical treatment they need as a result of that sacrifice. When they signed up to serve, we told them we'd have their backs long after their service. So if we're going to live up to our promise, then we need to pass comprehensive legislation to ensure all veterans have access to the VA services they deserve. Simply put, we need to pass this PACT Act. With this bill, generations of toxic exposed veterans would finally be able to get the high quality care that they need, and VA will get the resources needed to process claims efficiently and better serve our veterans. I remember back when I was 22 years old, I interned at the Seattle Veterans Hospital. I have visited with and met with VA staff in every part of Washington State. The doctors, the nurses, everyone else working at our VA medical centers really care about this work, and they care about this nation, and they care about their mission. But they need us here in Congress to care just as much and fight just as hard for their patients, our veterans. That's really what this bill is about. When VA was considering closing or reducing services in Walla Walla, I fought back to make sure that our veterans in rural Washington were able to see a doctor without having to drive 2 hours or longer, sometimes through a lot of rain and snow. About 1 in every 10 residents in Washington State is a veteran, and I am privileged enough to serve on the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. It's my job to be a voice for Washington State veterans who are in Seattle or Spokane or Walla Walla or anywhere, and that's a job I take seriously. That's why I've been continually pressing the VA Secretary to cut red tape and make sure the VA Caregivers Program works for everyone who needs it, the way we wrote it. It's why I introduced the Helping Heroes Act to get families and kids of disabled veterans the assistance that they need. And it's why I will keep doing everything in my power to hold the VA accountable for its really unacceptable rollout of the electronic health record system in Washington State. There's a lot we need to do to really make sure the VA works for veterans, but passing the PACT Act, getting this done, is an important and meaningful process. Washington State veterans deserve the very best the VA has to offer, and there should be absolutely nothing controversial about making sure all veterans across all generations who are suffering from chronic illness get the care they have earned. So I'm glad to see we got bipartisan support for this bill. Let's get it done into the President's desk. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor, and I suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.